Two clubs who met in the league final in 2021 meet again with new rosters and high expectations. From Irvine, California, it's Orange County SC and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. It's USL Championship Soccer on ESPN Plus and Bally Sports SoCal. With former MLS striker Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Donnie Barnes. Let's look at the early Western Conference standings. Still 33 matches to go for OCSC, but not gotten off to the start that they wanted after the loss last week.
And talking to Richard Chappell, he's going to want his boys to react. You lose at home against a very talented Lou City, so what's the reaction look like in this league, leagues around the world? You have to pick up maximum points at home, so expect Orange County at home against a very talented Tampa Bay Rowdy to take all 3 points here tonight.
This was last week for OCSC. Fell behind early. Defense was a problem last week, but they did score a beautiful team goal late in the first half. Kevin Partita off a flowing team move.
And it's just a bit of a glimpse of what this Orange County side can be on the attacking phase of the game. Fluid movement, but defensively, they have to tighten things up in terms of balance, in terms of rotation, and that's something that Richard Chappell has worked on in training, so expect them to be very tidy and compact defensively tonight.
We'll see our starting 11s. First for OCSC, the biggest change for them, Cody Cropper just signed this week. He goes straight in goal for them tonight.
And that's exactly what you want, experience, communication. He's going to be a leader in that back line to keep them compact, but the front three is going to be the key to your success. Scott, Powders, and Partita, how quickly can they get Malosky, Chada, and Nielsen on the ball early and often in and around that 18-yard box? It's really talented starting 11 for Richard Chappell.
Tonight's player to watch presented by Omega Accounting, and for OCSC, Milan Olaski. Last season's Golden Boot winner, 22 on the year. Very quiet last week in the opener.
Yeah, and it was kept off the score sheet last season, so expect him to be motivated, expect him to be hungry. He has a very good feel for the game, knows when to come to feet, but can also spin and behind and test the shape. He's going to be hungry here tonight, Milan Olaski is.
Tampa Bay dropped 2 points late in their season opener against Indy. They did take the lead early in the second half, but gave up a last-minute penalty, and they were disappointed to come out with a 1-1 draw.
And Neil Collins is a perfectionist. He's going to want his side to see this game out. You see Forrest Lasso getting caught on the wrong side of the ball. Aiden Quinn doing what Aiden Quinn does. But this Tampa Bay Rowdy side, you go up at Al Lang. It's a very difficult task to take points away from them, so expect them to be motivated and hunger to pick up all 3 points on the road.
And here is their lineup today. As we highlight Cal Jennings in just a moment, he was a big offseason signing for them. They do not have Forrest Hilton, who's been a real mainstay in their midfield.
But what they do have is a lot of fluidity. You can see Dennis is going to push in centrally, Dalgard push out wide, but it's all about Cal Jennings and JJ Williams. How quickly can you get them the ball in those dangerous areas? You go out and you pick up Cal Jennings, who raised a lot of eyebrows around the USL and MLS, has had experience at both levels and been very successful. But can that talent translate into goals, into assists? He's going to play next to JJ Williams, so how quickly can they get on the same rhythm? Cal Jennings is going to ask a lot of questions and test Orange County here today.
Two clubs with lots of recent success looking for their first victories of this new season. Kickoff from Championship Soccer Stadium next.
A few years ago, I was making cabinets and somebody gave this idea like, hey, why don't you make your beautiful doors to fit IKEA cabinets?
You know, we care about everything that goes into making a door or a panel or a cabinet. Designing a kitchen or even remodeling it, it's a difficult process. We're here to kind of bridge that gap between the vision and realizing that goal.
We're able to make everything in-house, handmade, handcrafted, beautiful product.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind.
This match is presented by Hoag, the official hospital and healthcare partner of OCSC. By Omega Accounting Solutions, your ERC and tax specialist today, your trusted advisor tomorrow. And Northgate Market. Every visit has a story. Moments away from kickoff here in Irvine. Tampa Bay Rowdies in those highlighter yellow road kits tonight as we see our injury report presented by Zolfgari Law and Brian Olaski, the brother of Milan Olaski, still out for OCSC. Of course, Fernandez, the leading scorer, the MVP of USL Championship last season, out for the season for Tampa Bay. And it's such a embarrassment of riches for Neil Collins. Obviously, Leo Fernandez, Connor Sparrow out, but then you have J.J. Williams and Cal Jennings on your front line. For Neil Collins, you do a lot of work in the offseason. Fantastic stuff. Here we go. Tampa Bay kicking from left to right in this first half. Orange County in the black and orange kits from right to left. Orange County winners of that 2021 championship final between these two clubs. That was played in Tampa Bay. Orange County visited Tampa Bay again last season. Tampa Bay making the trip out west for the first time this week. Early foul, early free kick for the visitors. And Tampa Bay, we talked a bit about Cal Jennings in our open, Ricky, how they've restructured their attack mainly around him and J.J. Williams, so they also brought in another forward in the offseason. And it's going to take some time for that chemistry to develop with new forwards and with midfielders and defenders figuring out where and when to find them. When you look at the midfield for Tampa Bay Rowdies, their job is just to get those players in comfortable positions in behind the back line of Orange County. Cal Jennings is a player that has the pace to turn around, get in behind and go in behind and play vertical. J.J. Williams is a player that wants the ball to feet, very soft feet for his size. So if you're Neil Collins, you're telling the players in the middle of the field, Guillen, Erivu, Dennis, and Armin, just to get them the ball, get them a couple touches to get them confident in this match. Early ball out wide for Jordan Doherty, who makes progress down that right side. That's a neat touch. And swung toward the top of the box. Flicked off the foot of J.J. Williams. Orange County able to get it clear, but Tampa Bay monopolizing possession in these first 2 minutes. Trying that long ball, overhit, and the first goal kick of the match taken by the new Orange County goalkeeper, Cody Cropper, who we highlighted in our open. As we see Freddie Kleeman will be a towering presence on that back line for Tampa Bay this year. Cody Cropper, lots of experience in England. That was where he and Orange County head coach Richard Chaplow first crossed paths when Chaplow was playing at Southampton. Cropper bouncing around between a bunch of clubs and then MLS experience last season. Richard Chaplow saying he's a much more experienced and much less bright-eyed, bushy-tailed guy than he knew as an 18-year-old 12 years ago. He needs to have a lot of communication with the center backs, Malcolm and Fox. Keep things extremely compact because this Tampa Bay Rowdy side so talented in terms of just breaking lines through their possession combination play. So you want to keep everything to go around you, not in between you. That's something that Richard Chaplow is going to work on throughout the week, talking about the heels of Blue City. The goals I think he let up were too easy in his eyes, so that we were probably the better team, but just too many mental lapses in terms of covering for each other, rotation. So point of emphasis for this Orange County side is going to be the defensive phase of the game. Neat one-touch soccer down the right side by Tampa Bay, but then the play breaks down. Orange County got off to slow starts in each of the two halves last week against Louisville. Then they played pretty well for the last 25 or 30 minutes of both, but the damage had already been done in both halves. And an early chance here, and sprawling out Cody Cropper, his first real action in an Orange County kit, and it was a good one and a needed one. You just see how dangerous the Rowdies are. It's J.J. Williams coming to feet, Cal Jennings running in behind.
And like you said, Donnie, Cody Cropper has the confidence to come off his line, and when he does, he needs to be extremely sure he gets all the contact on the ball.
Trying to flick it around the corner there was Sebastian Dahlgaard. Chance for Orange County to attack. There's Milan Ilaski, who's starting this game drifting out wide on that left wing. He normally plays on the left of a front three, but picking that ball up a little deeper than we're sometimes used to seeing him.
He's such a special player. Obviously the Golden Boot winner last year. So what is this going to look like in 2023? When you have a player like this guy on the ball, Kyle Scott, can pick out a pass through combination play, breaking lines, always has his head up. Your Milan Ilaski, you're going to have a lot of movement to be open for number 26.
Switch play out for the overlapping Alex Villanueva. Played every game in defense for Orange County last year. Slip as the turf let him down there. Orange County resetting. Nearly 5 minutes in. Some good early exchanges. Tampa Bay creating a half opening. Orange County looking to have some possession now. That's a good ball down the right side. Will it stay in play? Yes, it will. And a chance for Nielsen here, who touches it back. Defenders converging for Tampa. Then the strike is wide right. First shot of the match belonging to Orange County. And it was Ashish Chadha, who did well in a cameo late in the game last week, and that earned him a place in the starting 11 today. Good early promise from him.
And something that Richard Chaplow highlighted in our chat with him, saying, look, he came off the bench and gave us some energy, gave us quality. Good positioning to hang around that 18-yard box, but just so unlucky, pulls the shot a bit wide. But if you're Richard Chaplow, 6 minutes in, you have to be extremely pleased just in terms of getting into that final third against a very stout Tampa Bay Rowdy side.
Tampa Bay looking to reassert some possession. Lose it there, though. Orange County's midfield looked good at times last week against Louisville City. Louisville City, of course, one of the juggernauts of the league. So there was a lot of promising stuff there from Richard Chaplow's perspective when we talked to him in midweek. He felt that outside of a couple of poor defending moments, with a lot of new pieces going into this year, they showed a lot that can build for later in the season. They need that to come together sooner rather than later, because if you lose your first two, then you go on the road to the East Coast next week. That's a tough start to the season, so they really could use a result tonight.
And with the aspirations that Orange County has, 2 years out of lifting a title, playing at home, you want to pick up as many points as you can. It's not going to be the start that Richard Chaplow wanted going down against Lou City. We're talking about that midfield three, Donnie. It was so impressive. Now you see Kyle Scott pushing up a bit higher as the true number 10. You have Powers, who's most likely going to be that pivot. The connection between that front line and that back line in Partita, has a very good understanding of when to join the attack, but also do his defensive duties. If those three get on the same page for this Orange County side, they're not going to be an easy out in this Western Conference.
And it's a Western Conference that's looking tougher than ever this year. Monterey Bay scoring 5 against Hartford last week in the season opener. Sacramento's always tough. This is over the top. Jennings got his chest on it, couldn't direct it to a teammate. Yeah, that Western Conference, very early, but top to bottom, looking pretty strong so far this season. Of course, we know in the East, Tampa Bay has been at least in the Eastern Conference final each of the last 3 years. We're due to play in the final in 2020 before COVID unfortunately wiped that out. Lost that aforementioned final in 2021 to Orange County. Fell in the Eastern Conference final to Louisville last year, but high standards, high expectations. Felt that as good as their attack was last season, and they scored a lot of goals, as they typically do, but they felt it could be even better, which is why they rearranged it going into this year.
And you go and you bring in a player like not only J.J. Williams, but Cal Jennings as well. A lot of people around the USL and MLS took notice, that's for sure. The rich keep getting richer, the stronger keep getting stronger. And now it's all about adaptation for those two. You know the talent is there, but how quickly can they get together, get on the same page? And that's something that Neil Collins needs to stress on for his boys.
Aniloski slowing things down. As we see our keys to the game tonight, which are brought to you by Afters Ice Cream. Defensive balance for OC, service to the front line for Tampa Bay, Ricky.
And talking to Richard Chaplow about that Lou City game, he said, look, it was too easy. The lack of rotation to cover for each other, that was the nail in the coffin for us. That's why we lost that game. And then for Tampa Bay Rowdies, we just mentioned it, saying how quickly can you get Cal Jennings and JJ Williams. We saw a little glimpse of them two playing on the same page, but more often times than not, they're going to be a nightmare to defend against in this USL Championship.
Nueva got a foot in there to poke it free. It almost fell to Ilaski. Nielsen applying some pressure on Phil Brino. His first touch was sliced a bit, but it fell kindly to a teammate. Phil Brino, of course, in goal for Tampa. Started last season with forward Madison, and then a goalkeeper swap midway through last year, which you don't see very often, between a League One and a championship club that really worked out well for both teams. As Brino came to Tampa and took over their starting shirt, Raiko Rosarena, who's on the bench tonight, went on loan to forward Madison and started for them the rest of the year. And they were very happy with him there.
And another acquisition that the Tampa Bay Rowdies do is go out and get Connor Sparrow, formerly with Miami FC, out due to injury. There's so much talent in this Rowdy side.
Well, Scott trying to ping it out wide. Forced his teammate to retreat. Almost given away by the Rowdies. Over 10 minutes gone. 0-0, one shot for Orange County. One moment of danger for Tampa that was handled by Cropper. On a beer fest night here in Irvine. They hold a few beer fests every year here at Championship Soccer Stadium before games. It's a great deal. Fun night. Well, speaking of fun, Cabanas are back again for the 2023 OCSC season, so don't miss out on all the fun and exclusive amenities they have to offer. These Cabanas are designed specifically with group outings in mind and include 20 match tickets and a private bar for you and your guests. Book your premium experience today at orangecountysoccer.com/premium. A little bit cagey early on here. You talked in our open, Ricky, about how Orange County really focusing on the defensive side in training this week, so it figures that they'd be very solid in this game. And Tampa Bay playing away from home, not going to take any foolish risks early on.
And just feeling each other out. Maybe like a bit of a chess match going on at the moment. See who's going to blink first, who's going to swing first. But Orange County, you can see what they're trying to do. Mid to low block, make things extremely compact and play everything in front of them. So the way that you're going to beat that if you're Tampa Bay Rowdies is you have to have a lot of movement on that front line to pull players out of position, whether it's Cal Jennings coming to feet or JJ Williams coming to feet, vice versa. Those two players need to be on the same page. And how quickly can Erivo get on the ball and Dennis? Two players in the middle of the field are going to pull the strings to move the ball from left to right. And that's the way you're going to beat this Orange County's defensive block at the moment. In the attacking phase of the game for Orange County, I think they've had more chances, been on the ball a bit more, looked a bit threatening, and everything has come through Kyle Scott. The triangle in the middle of field, Powers and Partida, I keep talking about them, but the team goes as they go. Playing between lines to your front line, Milan Alaski, Shada, Nielsen, get those players in and around that 18-yard box and just get them confident. That's something that Richard Chaplow is going to harp on.
Good distribution from Cropper. Little moments like that you don't always appreciate from a goalkeeper. A lot of casual soccer fans just recognize a goalkeeper when he makes a nice save.
Exactly.
But it's a lot more than that, and how you distribute the ball out of the back to begin an attack like this is so important. As this one ends up rolling back to Phil Brino.
And it just breaks lines, obviously, just gives you the opportunity to change the point of attack. And that Cody Cropper, as from a young age, the experience that he has drilled into him, you have to be very good with your feet. You are a defender when we're in the attacking phase, an outlet so we can play out of. It's just on display there right now.
Free kick for Tampa. Our referee this evening is Brandon Stevis. He's made himself fairly anonymous in these opening 15 minutes, but felt he needed to blow the whistle there. Good-looking referee kits tonight. Bright red, we don't see that too often.
In terms of fashion, this game is A+. The highlights, the black with the orange trim, the red kits.
Now a turnover, and Orange County looking to profit from that. Kyle Scott, Iloski, the layoff at the top of the box didn't work from Nielsen. And working his way clear, Aaron Guillen.
Just see how quickly Orange County can turn their defensive efforts into attacking opportunities. Doesn't work out there, but quick combination play on top of that 18-yard box. Just a little bit of a glimpse of Richard Chaplow has been working on in the training field.
Long switch out to the left, almost found Alex Villanueva, who really motors up and down that left flank throughout a game. Bright, promising talent on that back line for Orange County. Who've developed a real pipeline over the last few years. Sending players on to leagues in Europe, generating high transfer fees, and they have a few here this year that they expect to do the same in the next couple seasons.
And it's a good relationship on this left side. As Milan Iloski, by tendency, likes to shift into the middle of the field, trying to find the ball through combination play. That leaves a lot of real estate for Villanueva to come up and down. Like you mentioned, the motor, the ability to play both sides of the ball has been a bright spot for Orange County.
Now Dalgard for Tampa. Puts it toward the top of the 6-yard box. Just flew over the head of J.J. Williams. They recycle it by the angle. Attempted cross, charged right down. Orange County looking to get away on the break, and that's halted by a foul by Zach Arrivo.
Just vertical play here from Nielsen. There's a contact going to go down. We want that man on the ball a bit more for Neil Collins. Arrivo in the middle of the field, very special, can pick out a pass, can break lines through passing. So far, 17 minutes in, it's been mostly one-way traffic for Orange County.
Heavy challenge, but a fair one from Kyle Scott. Good back to goal play by Nielsen. That's good work by Orange County. Now Chata trying to serve in across, blocked out for a throw. See those little moments, though, from Orange County. You saw it on their goal last week. That little exchange there, lots of little one-touch movements. You can see those glimpses, as you said earlier, of what they could be more consistently later in the year.
And it's the hardest part in the game, just to put the ball in the back of the net. You talk to any coach, not only around USL, but any league in the world. First day of preseason, what are you going to drill into your team? Defensive principles. This is how we want to keep clean sheets, because clean sheets ultimately get you the results, and then you work up the field. The last thing that's going to come in the season is putting the ball in the back of the net, but when you have players that can adapt to the identity, the culture that Richard Chaplow, that Neil Collins want to implement in their organization, the sky's the limit for both of these organizations, just in terms of talent.
You were talking earlier about Tampa Bay needing to use lots of movement up front to try to unlock this Orange County defense. And that understanding that when we talk about chemistry in the attack in soccer, really that's knowing what your teammate's going to do and where he's going to move before he does it. And like you said, that's the thing that takes the longest to develop, especially when you have new forwards whose movements you're not that familiar with yet.
Exactly, and you can talk about, oh, they've been together during preseason, but it's just nothing you can replicate as game day. In preseason, you're constantly playing against your own teammates, you're kicking your own teammates, but now you're putting on the jersey, second game of the season, on the road, hostile environment where Orange County has a lot of talent. It's a big challenge for J.J. Williams and Cal Jennings, but they're professionals. They have the ability to adapt, and quickly they need to do it to be successful in USL Championship.
Tampa Bay figuring to be a big presence in that Eastern Conference again as this year goes on. Always so tough to beat at home, and It's certainly one of their more challenging road trips of the year. Certainly one of their furthest of the season. See the fouls early on, 4 for Orange County, 2 whistled against Tampa Bay. But it is a more balanced schedule this year in USL Championship. Everybody playing everyone at least once. And so that does lead to a few more of those cross-country flights for those clubs that are located on either coast.
It's always an underlying rule that when you're in the Eastern Conference, you think your conference is stronger. The Western Conference thinks obviously their respective conference is stronger. Bad turnover here.
Yeah, given straight to Milan Iloski. Not the guy you want to give it to. Iloski lining it up. It's deflected out. It'll be the first corner of the match. And Tampa Bay, at least for now, get away with a bad moment.
And it's a sloppy turnover here from Forrest Lasso. Iloski does extremely well. But once he gets to that final third, I think he's caught between two minds. Does he play it wide to either side? Kyle Scott on his left-hand side, Nielsen. In the end, you need to get that by a defender. Ask questions of Brino, make him make a save. Corner kick for Orange County.
And corner kicks tonight presented by True Path Loans. An in-swinging ball from that near corner flag. Heads go up and flicked away by Forrest Lasso. Nielsen trying to chase that down by the end line. Does well to keep it in play, but couldn't command it after that. It comes back to him, though. Again, the touch lets him down. Nielsen's been really busy in these opening 20 minutes. He's gotten himself on the ball in different parts of the pitch.
Just see how hard-working he is, opportunistic, trying to pick the pockets of the opposition. Very uncharacteristic like between Forrest Lasso and Kleeman in that back line. Maybe a bit too casual sometimes, touch getting away from them. You don't want to give time and space to this Orange County attack. They're too good and they'll make you pay.
Plan your next group outing with Orange County Soccer Club. Groups of 10 or more receive discounted pricing, video board recognition, and access to group experiences. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/group tickets. Game for now settling into a pattern of Orange County having most of the possession. Tampa Bay sitting back, trying to occasionally hit on the counterattack. That particular moment of distribution from Cropper, not as optimum as the previous one.
Just seems like Tampa Bay is lacking options in that final third, trying to play vertical and break lines, whether it's J.J. Williams, whether it's Cal Jennings. As Dennis is just twisting and turning on the end line. No one in the interior just shows. You see another sloppy turnover, for Neil Collins' boys.
Trying to get the press going, and that's turned over by Cropper. Given straight to Sebastian Dahlgaard, and Dahlgaard! And Cropper atones for his own mistake. First time tonight we've seen Tampa really set up that high press, and it almost paid off.
It just causes all sorts of problems. Dahlgaard has the ability to go inside, outside, very slippery and silky as a player. It's a brilliant idea trying to find that far post, but just hits it centrally in the end. Very easy save for Cody Cropper.
So over midway through this first half. First shot on target for Tampa Bay. A little warning sign of what they can do when they're allowed to press up high. It's the kind of first half performance so far from Tampa Bay where if you then score and you lead 1-0 at the break and you go on to win, you say, well, that's a classic road performance. You hung in early, found a goal, found a way. Here's Dahlgaard again crossing. That skims off the defender Villanueva, and this will be the first corner of the night for Tampa Bay now. And that turnover a moment ago and that chance from Dahlgaard maybe sparking their attack to life a bit. Their True Path Loans corner kick.
this is when Tampa Bay Rowdies are at their best. They start on the left side and break extremely quick on the right-hand side. I think Doherty or Dalgard that comes to the middle of the field has an opportunity just to spray this ball into the path of Cal Jennings.
Charlie Dennis takes it low, flicked away toward the edge of the area. Chipped back post, great chance over the bar, but offside, it wouldn't have counted. Well, there's Cal Jennings. See what an imposing figure he is. I think he would have expected to do a little bit better with that header, but it wouldn't have mattered as the flag was up.
He just works so hard. The runs that he does from outside in, inside out, pulling players out of position, stuff that doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet. When you have a secondary partner like J.J. Williams, very clinical in around that 18-yard box, when those two get on the same page, it's going to be a nightmare to defend. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when for this Tampa Bay Rowdies attacking unit.
After Orange County were on top for most of the opening 20 minutes, Tampa Bay growing into the game more over the last 5. This is going to be a corner for OCSC. That was put out on the goal side of the line. Nielsen applying the pressure again. So a second True Path Loans corner of the night for the home side. Be an outswinger this time from Dylan Powers. He needed to reset the ball. Now looped into the box. Thumped well wide in the end. And a goal kick for Tampa. That back line for Tampa Bay, lots of good size and power in the air. Tough to beat them on balls like that.
And it's very interesting. Like you just mentioned, Don, you look down the line, Ian, Lasso, Kleeman, Doherty, players that are very good in the air. So playing into feet, playing in behind is probably the best bet for this Orange County side. Quick movements in and around the edges, trying to pull players out of position. We don't want to go into a physical matchup with Forrest Lasso or Kleeman in that back line, players that are going to win that battle more times than not. And again, you just see Orange County mid to low block, not really high pressing. Tampa Bay Rowdies, they need to move the ball a bit quicker to shift and open up gaps for each other. It's been too casual, I think, in the build-up phase for Neil Collins' side.
So another one of these sequences here. Neither team able to build much through the midfield at the moment. Neither team wanting to make a mistake in defense. After this one, Tampa Bay will stay on the road next week, although a little closer to home. They'll be in Charleston against Charleston Battery at 7:30 Eastern. They're back home 2 weeks from now on April 1st against Birmingham Legion. Given away nearly. Chata after it in a race with Aaron Guillen. Guillen wins that, and Brino just barely able to find a teammate. Both keepers nearly getting themselves in trouble when pressed a little bit in this first half.
You just see the defensive efforts from Orange County. Whether it's Powers, Kyle Scott, Partita, I think the middle three have been spectacular in terms of coverage, movement, understanding how to play that three in the middle. In a bright spot for Richard Chappell's boys.
Hooked down by Zacarivo, showing his reach. And now Jennings, haven't seen him on the ball much, looking to turn the corner. Cal Jennings unable to do so. Really well defended. Trying to turn that into an attack was Kyle Scott. He wins a throw instead. First time we've seen Cal Jennings be able to test that Orange County back line on the ball tonight. Orange County passing that test so far.
And he just has the ability to skip away from defenders, to turn into second gear. Something that not many players possess. Just to change of pace. Give credit to Fox in that back line. Reads it the whole way. Maybe not as quick, but the positioning was spot on.
Pinged wide by Nielsen. Overlapping run. Coming open in the box nearly was Chata. Now pulled back nearly for Olaski. And a couple of nearly moments for Orange County there. The movement was really good. The final ball, not quite.
You just see the ideas there. The idea to play off of each other, cut back, combination play, once you see again.
There's Olaski chipping it over the top, chested down, chance from an angle. Brino kept it out at his near post, and it's behind for a corner. Nielsen might have gotten that last touch on it before Brino touched it around the post.
They're just having so much success running off of each other. I don't think Brino knows anything about it. Kyle Scott does extremely well to break it down off his chest and just put it in a dangerous area. As this ball skips off of Brino's leg, it's fortunate enough for the Tampa Bay Rowdies to go us for a corner kick.
The third True Path Loans corner kick of the night for Orange County. Over a half an hour gone. Powers delivers it low, looking for the flick on. Who did that come off last? It's a goal kick. Marcus Nakim disagrees. If you read lips, we apologize. If you don't worry about it. Richard Chaplow was really happy with Marcus Nakim's debut last week. Here comes Orange County again. Crowded out, though. All those yellow shirts. Marcus Nakim signed primarily to help bolster that back line that was really poor for Orange County last year. We talked about it last week. Orange County only kept 3 sheets all season in 2022. So obviously that was an area that needed improving. And even though they gave up 3 last week, Richard Chaplow felt that Marcus Nakim really added a lot to that back four.
32 minutes in, you can just see the proactive defending that the home side has been. Trying to turn over this Rowdy side in their attacking phase to turn their defensive efforts into attacking opportunities. Great ball.
What a good switch out to the right. This is Chata. And the overlapping run, the cross was deflected out. Another corner coming up for Orange County. We're ratcheting up that pressure.
And I just talked about it in the open. Milan Olaski has such a good footballing mind. He understands when to come to feed and play that support system, but can also springboard the attack. Picks up his head and puts a picture-perfect ball for Chata. Orange County getting in a groove, getting confident, switching the point of attack more times than not, and putting the pressure on the Rowdies.
True Path Loans getting their money's worth in the first half. It's latest corner kick. More air underneath it, but again, a flying Tampa Bay head, whacking it clear. And then given away by Orange County, and the attack breaks down for now.
And as we keep harping on Orange County, the success that they're having, switching the point of attack and really asking questions of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, you have to give credit to the discipline in terms of positioning for the Rowdies back line. Yes, everything has been in front of them, but the rotation, the covering, making life extremely frustrating to break down for the home side. For Neil Collins, you have to be extremely pleased. Yet you don't want to be on the back end of this game for 34 minutes. You want to get in the attacking phase a bit more. J.J. Williams, Cal Jennings, extremely quiet. 35 minutes in.
First booking of the night to Ashish Chata for that high boot. Let's see it again.
As Jake Armin puts his head down, it's always a dangerous play when you have that high boot, especially near and around that head. There's no need for Chada. Now you have to be extremely careful picking up a yellow card.
You pick up a yellow card in the first half, too, especially as an attacker. You have to know in the back of your mind, is this going to be a free kick for Orange County? That makes your coach more likely to sub you off earlier because he doesn't want you picking up that second yellow and the red card. That's never fun. You don't want to be subbed off.
We always have to be careful. Obviously, it puts a big emphasis on your defensive positioning. If you're Chada, the ball goes by you, no need to make a silly challenge. It's all about trust and playing with your head as well.
It's straight to Kyle Scott. Scott finding that teammate on the right. Dylan Powers. Villanueva. Iloski. Touch it into the box. Again, nearly for Orange County. The final ball still not quite there. And Tampa Bay trying to spring the counter, but that's not there either. 10 minutes till halftime. OCSC has new premium seating options for the 2023 season. As we see Ashish Chada down behind the play. So we'll check on him for a moment. See if we can see what might have happened to him.
And it's all about combination plants up this 18-yard box. Kleeman, as he comes in extremely late, I don't think there's enough in that contact there to point to the spot, but needs to be extremely careful. That's where Orange County is asking a lot of questions of the Rowdies, whether it's 1-2 touches around the corner, movement. Lasso and Kleeman in that back line for the Rowdies. And then move their feet, be very good defensively 1v1.
Appear to be looking at Chada's left foot. Alex Villanueva ready to take this throw when his teammate is ready. Looks like the signal to the bench is that he'll be all right. That is not the substitution signal.
Seems like he just maybe got studs over his foot, not stepped on. Those are never fun.
Well, they're having a good time. And again, OCSC has new premium seating options for the 2023 season. Their new GA box just above the bleachers. That's their GA box. And new field box sections are now available. This now makes 4 premium seating experiences at the Champ, along with our Cabanas and field MVP seating. Book your experience today at orangecountysoccer.com/premium. Some animal balloons. And it's Beer Fest tonight. Fun for all ages, literally. Chada having to go off for a moment. Should be allowed back on soon. At the moment, then, Orange County down to 10 for at least a couple seconds. One of those interesting little moments in the match that you have to manage sometimes that people don't think about. When your teammate goes off injured and he has to go to the touchline, at least briefly. Especially the time in the game when you don't want to give the ball away clumsily. Now, possibly a chance to attack, and here is Chada, obviously back out there now. Powers. Trying to feed Kevin Partita, who wins it back. Partita, the goal scorer for Orange County last week. A really nice game, even besides his goal.
And once again, it's that initial press once they have a turnover to win the ball back. A lot of success doing that and squeezing and making this game played in their attacking half of the game of the field.
Andrew Fox trying to curl in a great cross, and it's Nielsen. What a block. What a sliding block by Forrest Lasso to maybe save a goal. Now the flag, I believe, was up. but it's a fantastic block either way.
And it's an even better pass here from Fox as he picks his head up, puts it right over the head of Forrest Lasso. Talk about a brilliant first touch from that man, Nielsen. Yes, he's offside, but he does everything right. And there's a reason why Forrest Lasso has been USL Defender of the Year many times in this league. Terrific defending, last-ditch defending.
He's in fact the 3-time Championship Defender of the Year, Forrest Lasso. Only player to do that so far in the league's history. He might be kind of upset that that was offside, because that would be a great highlight reel moment to build towards possibly a 4th.
Oh, that's still going in the highlight reel, Donnie.
Yeah, they don't need to know when you play it back. Linesman wasn't in view. Almost a loose touch there by Marcus Nakim, but able to play it through, and here's Kyle Scott. Almost wiped out. Instead feeds a teammate on that right side, the low cross, and there's the opening goal. And Orange County, they've been threatening for the last 20 minutes, and it's Nielsen with his first goal in club colors. 5 to go till halftime. 1-0 Orange County.
And it just starts with the recognition to break lines here from Malcolm. Kyle Scott does everything. Yes, he slips, but that slips actually works in his favor. That gives the patience for Brent Richards to come around the corner. And we've seen this throughout his career here at Orange County. Just whip the ball in, get assists into a dangerous situation. Nielsen, who's been the brightest spot going forward for Orange County, is just a fox in the box. As his ball pinballs around, he's the first to react. The swivel of the hips, there's nothing that Bruno can do. And it's a well-deserved 1-0 lead here for Orange County at home.
What a good pivot. Get himself turned around and lash that ball into the net. You know, because you've done it, when you start with your back to goal from close range like that, to get yourself spun around and hit the target, not simple when you have defenders converging on you.
And so many times when players get in that position, they just swing their leg at it, their head goes back, they're all off balance. That's why you see it go up and over the bar. But Nielsen, the physical ability, the athleticism, just to quickly react, keep it on target, and it's just too quick. Reno can't do anything. Lasso, Kleeman, slow to react. But we're talking about highlight reels, Donnie. You look at how this goal happened for Orange County. It starts with Nakim. He steps up, and what he does, he takes Cal Jennings and J.J. Williams out of the game. He breaks the line into Cal Scott, who's very good at finding those pockets. Plays off the shoulder of Dennis and Ervu, and then there's so much real estate. And then we see what happens with Brent Richards coming across. If you're Richard Chappell, you look at that goal, you're going to be extremely pleased with the pattern playing from your attacking phase of the game.
So the orange smoke at one end of the pitch from the County Line Coalition. Great supporters group supporting this club every week. And that hope that Orange County and their fans had, despite that 3-1 loss last week, in what they saw in certain moments in the game, to be a little bit vindicated by that goal. Still a long way to go tonight, of course. But another little sign. As defending needed here. Chance maybe for Tampa Bay, and good defending by Andrew Fox to put it out for a corner. But a chance now to build on that for Orange County, as they'll need to defend this second corner of the night for Tampa Bay, which again is presented by True Path Loans.
And just a little bit of a reminder of how explosive Tampa Bay Rowdies are. So many weapons getting into that final third. Need to be locked in right now.
Out swinging ball, heads go up, took a deflection, loops over, and apparently off a Tampa Bay head last. Goal kick. Freddie Kleeman was climbing for it. And we talked about how tough Tampa's back line can be to breach with those high balls when Orange County are attacking. It also makes Tampa Bay a big threat on set pieces, you would think. Not a ton to do in this first half for Cody Cropper. To fly out to intervene on a ball at the top of his box. The one mistake that he then made a straightforward save from, and now a foul, and see if there's more. Dylan Powers was chopped down.
That did not look good.
Orange County lobbying for a card for Cal Jennings. Looks like it'll just be a talking to from Brandon Stevis.
Oh, Jennings just loses his footing here and just catches his left leg. Powers. It's so important to what Orange County likes to do on both sides of the ball.
Always scary when somebody flies into your leg from your blind side. No time to brace for it. Good to see Powers back up. Final minute of the 45. We'll see how much we have added on after that. Being told there will be an additional 2 minutes.
The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 2 additional minutes in injury time. Brought to you by Zulfagari Law.
Zulfagari Law Firm bringing you our stoppage time. If you're Orange County now, you'll be fine getting to the locker room with that 1-0 lead. No need to take any silly chances in these last 2 minutes. That's out for a goal kick. And I would think Tampa Bay would be content to regroup at half too, down just the 1 goal.
It just hasn't really been threatening on the attacking side of the game for Neil Collins' boys. It seems like they've been lacking ideas. Having a very difficult time to break through the initial press. Too many sloppy turnovers, very uncharacteristic for Tampa Bay Rowdies. Another turnover here.
And leading to a chance perhaps, but into the arms of Greeno. Tampa Bay grateful for that. Nielsen sniffing around for his second.
And you mentioned it in the open, Donnie. You take out Lewis Hilton in the middle field for this Rowdy side. You just see the gaping hole too many times. Aravu and Charlie Dennis are getting caught up on the same plane too high. That led to the goal. Both attack-minded, like to express themselves in the attacking third. But you need someone to do that dirty work, to play that security blanket in front of that back line. That's what Lewis Hilton does so well for this Rowdy side. There's a foul there. Rather offside, sorry.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a free kick for Tampa Bay, and they're livid that it's not. But apparently the flag was already up before the foul. Now there's confusion as to what the referee actually gave. Looks like it is a free kick now. So Orange County will have a set piece to defend here right at the end of the first half. One of those swing moments in the match. The Rowdies get something from this and equalize right before the break. That changes everything. Swung long to the back post. First header was won by Tampa Bay. The second ball whacked clear. And there's the whistle for halftime. Orange County get to the break with the lead thanks to that 40th minute goal. His first for Orange County from Emil Nielsen. That's what separates the two sides in the first half. Not a lot in attack for Tampa Bay. Really good first half from Orange County.
I think if you're Richard Chappell, you're the happier of the two managers, the way that your team played on both sides of the ball. For the Tampa Bay Rowdies and Neil Collins, you need to get things going on the attacking phase of the game. Too many times those sloppy turnovers. So all to play in the second half. Really going to be excited to see what the managers have in store.
In just a moment, we'll have halftime as we'll recap action from around the rest of the league. and have highlights and stats from this first half. At the break in Irvine, Orange County 1, Tampa Bay Rowdies 0.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind. Irvine awaits.
Halftime is presented by IPA Physio, the official physical therapy partner of Orange County SC. Orange County with the 1-0 lead at the break over Tampa Bay Rowdies. Let's recap another game that happened last night in USL Championship, and it was a good one, Ricky. Birmingham versus Tulsa. It lived up to it.
And it was a very talented game. You see Tyler Pastor. We're going to say his name a lot in these highlights. But FC Tulsa, Blair Gavin, what was this going to look like? But this game, you start to see the players starting to pick up the identity, what they wanted to do. Great goals from Rodrigo da Costa, Marcus Heps. How many times did we see that when he was wearing a San Antonio jersey as he cuts in to the right hand, and you thought that was going to be the winner for Tyler Pasher. If you haven't seen this goal, go on YouTube right now, go on Twitter, even SportsCenter Top 10, takes on about 5 FC Tulsa players, and then as this hits the deck, there's no way Michael Nelson can see it. Too many traffic, too many players in front of him, too much traffic, but then they couldn't complete the comeback, can they? Nico Brett, time and time again in USL Championship, goal scorers score goals. They get in and around the edges, playing in behind players, and then that's how Birmingham Legion take all 3 points at home.
Some pretty goals there and a pretty victory. And Orange County with that halftime lead. News and notes from around the league coming up next.
Get ready to wave the flags. Get ready to bang the drums. Get ready to light the smoke. Get ready to shine.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Get ready to wave the flags. Get ready to bang the drums. Get ready to light the smoke. Get ready to shine.
We continue from Irvine, that one goal separating the sides at the break. Donnie Barnes and Ricky Lopez. Espen, our IPA physio halftime continues. We'll see some news and notes from around USL Championship. As Joshua Winder called up to the U.S. men's national under-20 side. That is not a surprise, but great to see nonetheless for the brightest young star in USL Championship.
Just a fantastic talent. Obviously, we're going to see what news is going to come on when he turns 18. A lot of rumors going around Twitter at the moment, but obviously you go down. Indy 11 acquires Douglas Martinez. That's going to be very interesting for Mark Lowry. USL Championship on ESPN. Lou City hosts Miami FC. Lynn Family Stadium is going to be rocking on May 13th.
That will be a good one. And our scoreboard around the league tonight, presented by Euro Soccer Trips. How about Pittsburgh defeating Memphis 3-1 on the road? Colorado Springs on Wednesday defeated El Paso. New Mexico over Miami FC. And Detroit on the road defeating El Paso.
It just seems like all the road teams have picked up points. Well, one that stands out to me, Memphis 901, 2 games at home, 0 points. First Loudoun, then Pittsburgh. And as we go up to upcoming schedule, something to keep an eye out on. San Diego hosting Phoenix Rising. What does Juan Guerra have up his sleeve against San Diego Loyal at home in front of their hostile environment?
That upcoming schedule brought to you by Destination Irvine. Important to hydrate, and fans doing that here tonight in all different ways. We'll have first half highlights and stats. Get ready for half number 2 in a moment.
A few years ago, I was making cabinets and somebody gave this idea like, hey, why don't you make your beautiful doors to fit IKEA cabinets?
You know, we care about everything that goes into making a door or a panel or a cabinet. Designing a kitchen or even remodeling it, it's a difficult process. We're here to kind of bridge that gap between the vision and realizing that goal.
We're able to make everything in-house, handmade, handcrafted, beautiful product.
When you are killed by a drunk driver, you become nothing but a stick figure on a police report. Your death will be a story never to be told by you, and justice will never be served. Last year, nearly 13,000 stick figures were drawn by officers after a drunk driving fatality. It will take everyone to eliminate drunk driving.
Counting down towards second half kickoff, our IPA Physio halftime coming to a conclusion as Orange County has that 1-0 lead thanks to the 40th minute goal, which we'll see in just a moment in our first half highlights, which are brought to you by Turf Gym, located in Newport Beach. Well, in the second minute, it was Tampa Bay applying a little bit of early pressure, Ricky.
And you thought this was going to be probably going on for the rest of the 45 minutes. The first and only connection we've seen between J.J. Williams and Cal Jennings, as Cal Jennings is the one that go in behind. J.J. Williams comes to feet, but give credit to the experienced Cody Cropper, comes off his line extremely quick and extremely agile. And then he just became a bit too casual from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Milan Alaski picks a pocket of Forrest Lasso, but give credit to the big center back, puts his body on the line, and I think Milan Alaski is going to want this one back to make a better decision making. And then again, another turnover from Cody Cropper. Dalgard goes inside and outside, spins Fox like a top, but then at the end it's just straight at Cody Cropper. And that was really the only opportunity that the Tampa Bay Rowdies had, Donnie. It was mostly one-way traffic for Orange County.
Orange County grew into that half as it went on, and in the 40th minute they found that breakthrough. First goal for Emil Nielsen, and it was a pretty finish after a pretty move.
And much like week one on the right-hand side for Richard Chapel's boy, this time it's Kyle Scott at the thick of everything. He gives in the time for Brent Richards to get himself into that final third. And when you have a center, an outside back that can obviously do the defensive side, but provide assists year in and year out like Brent Richards does, Nielsen does extremely well to get up, be quick to react, and put the ball in. That's how we walked into halftime with Orange County up 1-0.
Stats brought to you by Sauvy Law. 5 shots for Orange County to 3 for Tampa Bay. The possession pretty even. Just the one yellow card in the first half. That was shown to Ashish Chadha. Really doesn't tell the story of how well Orange County played in that first half.
And just the eye test, you would say everything has gone through Orange County and been Orange County's way. So if you're Neil Collins, what is the message to the boys? I think you're going to want your attacking players to get on the ball a bit more. It was too many times of sloppy turnovers, trying to switch your point of attack. When the Tampa Bay Rowdies had the most success, they started on one side and ended on the other side. But for Orange County, keep things tight. Richard Chappell, going back to last week, you need to tidy things up, keep everything in front of you, and don't let Tampa Bay Rowdies have any easy looks at goals.
So the two sides back out for half number 2. We're going to have a couple substitutions at half. And Tampa, not surprisingly, the Rowdies making a couple changes after that below par first half. There you see Dayon Harris coming on. And I'm told Ariel Martinez is checking in as well. So Ariel Martinez replacing J.J. Williams at the top of that attacking 3.
Now get on your feet for the start of the second half.
Dayon Harris replacing Jake Arman, who scored the goal last week for the Rowdies, but wasn't able to get involved much in the first half tonight.
And wasn't really getting going either. Neither was J.J. Williams. But now you're going to see the dynamic change for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Ariel Martinez, a player that is a true number 10, very silky, very smooth, very tricky, likes to combine. So Cal Jennings is going to be the one that spearheads the attack, and that's going to leave a lot of real estate for Martinez to get on the ball. And if you're Neil Collins, you want him, you want Harris testing and running up and down the wings. Very attack-minded changes for Neil Collins.
Substitution for Tampa Bay Rowdies at halftime. Entering number 21.
So our referee, Brandon Stevis, waiting for the signal to get us back underway. Nielsen in the 40th. Lone goal so far. Will we see more in the second half? You would suspect so. Here we go, half number 2. Orange County in the black and orange, attacking left to right in this second half. Tampa Bay Rowdies in the bright yellow from right to left. And Orange County dropped their opener 3-1 here last week. Tampa Bay conceding a 96th minute penalty and settling for a 1-1 draw against Indy 11 in their home opener. So neither side had the result they wanted in their first game. Desperate to get off to a better start today, and here's an early chance, and it's tipped around the post. Good save by Brino to keep it 1-0, It was Scott taking it on. A good strike from range. Not the start Tampa Bay wanted with the second half.
And just an ongoing theme. Sloppy turnovers, getting their pocket picked. This time it's Kyle Scott picking the pocket of Erivu. I think he does have Milan Ilowski for the reverse ball, but he elects to go for himself, trying to find that near post. But in the end, brilliant save from Reynolds to go down to his right-hand side to put it out for a corner kick.
Dylan Powers has been taking most of the corners tonight, presented by True Path Loans. Floats this one to the top of the 6. Recycled out wide. Ashish Chadha lifting it into the box. Taken down. What a silky first touch that was. Second touch, not as good from Kyle Scott. As you see the substitutions there at the top of your screen, brought to you by Med-Equip, turning setbacks into comebacks. Tampa Bay making those substitutions, looking for a second half comeback tonight.
And Deion Harris is just going to give you a different look than Jake Arman. Very vertical, once again behind and wants to stretch the game. And you have this man very comfortable on the ball. Another sloppy turnover.
And he gave it straight to Emil Nielsen. Back to Nielsen now, trying to stab it through. Tampa Bay surviving these first couple minutes of the second half. 2 giveaways. 2 opportunities for Orange County that they'll probably feel they should have made more of. If Tampa Bay can't come back and get something from this game, Orange County might look at that sequence with some regret.
And it's a brilliant run from Milan Ilowski. He starts on his left-hand side, but makes a dashing run. I think Kyle Scott sees him, but elects not to play him.
Now, first attack for Tampa Bay in this second half. And clipped into the box. Not the best defensive header initially, and then it swung clear. Hunted down by Sebastian Dahlgaard. Created some danger early in the first half for the Rowdies. Guillen cutting in field, rode that challenge well. Dahlgaard again. And make space to put a cross in. Does so very well, toward the back post, over everybody. And out for a throw, aiming for Deion Harris. Not too far away, but not quite. Milan Ilowski dropping really deep to pick that ball up. Again, we've been seeing him do that more tonight. He's used to scoring goals and being in that attacking third. It's another one of those neat passing sequences from Orange County. When they click, they can look really good. Nielsen chasing this one. Brino at the edge of his area swings it away. Now lots of space to come forward. Kyle Scott all opening up for him. And he uses his teammate. Great chance for the second goal. What a sliding challenge. Blocked it out for a corner just when it looked like it would be 2-0. Kevin Partita scored last week. Thought he was going to score again today.
Well, there's just so much time and space in the center of the park for Kyle Scott to have a cup of coffee, pick his pass. As he plays this ball to Kevin Partita, I think that first touch lets him down. It's too far behind. That gives Erivu the ability to recover. And as he tries to close his hips, Erivu puts a last-ditch defending effort. For one tactical change that Neil Collins has done, he's put Jordy in the middle of the field and dropped Erivu onto that back line.
Another True Path Loans corner kick for Orange County. 5 minutes into the second half. Powers, a lot of loop on that ball, and flicked out for another corner.
And it's something we talked about in the first half, Don. It was just the gaping hole that the Rowdies have in that center field. So you bring Doherty, a more defensive-minded player that's going to sit in that hole and really be a destroyer. You let Zach Erivu drop in a line deeper. Very tactical, defensive-minded change in terms of formation for Neil Collins.
His latest True Path Loans corner. Bobbled in low and put wide off a deflection. And we'll stay right here for yet another. Naka making that near post run. That looked like a play they've practiced in training. Almost worked. Orange County pressing for a second goal early in the second half. Powers long this time. Again, those Tampa Bay heads tough to beat. The attack still alive. Chopped out to that left-hand side. Chata trying to create space. And lost, and a chance for Tampa Bay maybe to mount a counter. I apologize for some of the technical difficulties from the picture. But it is a free kick for the Rowdies right on the halfway line. As Chata, who is on a yellow, remember, whistled for that foul.
It's more just a bit of a connection between that midfield line and the front line. Just with the insertion of Ario Martinez, just gives you that focal point to play off of, the ability to turn in the pocket, to face forward. Something that, again, was lacking for the Rowdies in the first half.
Forrest Lasso. Always calm under pressure. All the way back to Brino. With the Rowdies losing a late lead last week, I hope they can turn a deficit around this time. Certainly have the attacking pieces to be capable of doing so. Here come the Rowdies down the right now. By that end line, trying to cut it back for Ariel Martinez. Didn't reach him. Defended well by Orange County. Trying to spring the other way with Scott, but it's out into touch.
And it's better from the Rowdies just getting into that final third. The only thing that's been lacking is that execution.
Been a really interesting opening 9 minutes of the second half. Orange County is going to make a sub in just a moment. Seth Kasipli is going to come on for Ashish Chata. These first 9 minutes, we've seen Tampa Bay have a couple opportunities going forward. We've seen Orange County not punishing a couple Tampa Bay mistakes. Felt pretty wide open early in the second half, after it did not feel that way for most of the first half. Orange County will make that change at the next dead ball. Martinez wanted it, has it, shields it well. Martinez certainly not afraid to drop pretty deep to get on the ball.
He's just so comfortable. They played in a variety of different positions.
On Harris, here is Martinez. 36 years old. Appearing ageless in USL Championship. Had a really good finish to the season with Hartford last year. Earning himself another contract with a new club for this season. Aaron Guillen. More possession in the attacking half for Tampa Bay now. Trying to split lines there, but that was picked off. Works out for the Rowdies as it falls to Harris. And Harris, Jennings unleashing and curling it over the bar. First time we've seen Jennings able to take something on with his feet at the edge of that area tonight.
Substitution.
Here is that sub for Orange County. As Chata does come off with his yellow card in the 55th minute. And that substitution again brought to you by MedEquip, turning setbacks into comebacks.
Did you play the lotto today when you called that substitution?
Well, again, pick up that early yellow card. Last thing you want as a head coach or manager is to leave a guy in too long and see him pick up that second yellow, and now your team's down to 10 for the rest of the night. Just tends to happen that way. And Ashish Chata came on as a sub over the last 20 minutes last week, so I don't know if he's fully 90 minutes fit yet this early in the season. So maybe he was coming off early either way. But I'll take being right.
That's going to be very interesting. You're going to see Seth Kasipli playing the left side of the midfield. What that's going to do is going to put Nelson as the lone striker, Kyle Scott underneath him. And then you have Milan Olaski playing on the right-hand side here for Orange County.
Seeing a lot more of these sequences of possession for the Rowdies in this second half now. Might be growing into this game more. Here's Martinez trying to surge between a couple.
It's when you get players that are comfortable playing between lines, like an Ario Martinez, but you also have to have a line deeper. Doherty, you put him as that pivot, looks up and plays vertical. It's so easy for a defensive unit just to shift when you're playing from left to right, but you really hurt opposition when you break lines in terms of your passing. Just look at the movement. Ario Martinez getting on the ball, so many touches he's gotten. He's been in for, what, 5 minutes? Makes everything click, and what that's going to do is going to require so much attention for Cal Jennings to spin in like this.
And here he is, Jennings on the edge of the box. Cropper out, punched it clear, and looks like the foul being given against Jennings. And we have a rabbit on the pitch. Yeah, happy early Easter. A very interested spectator.
There we go.
Good pace. Got a good, quick first step.
Look at him in the jersey.
Haven't seen him turn, but I'll bet he's pretty good. I don't know about his finishing ability. Probably a midfielder.
Once again, you just see the understanding. Ario Martinez just drops in a bit deeper. I was just mentioning, it requires so much attention. That's going to leave a lot of room and real estate for Cal Jennings to operate in, especially to run in behind. I think nowadays teams play with the 4-3-3 and they've really gone away from a true number 10. Ario Martinez is such a nightmare to defend. Causes all sorts of problems. Another sloppy turnover.
Given straight to Milan Olaski, who lines one up and drills it wide. He scored 8 goals from outside the box last year among his league-leading 22. And he knows he could have done better there.
You can see the frustration on Milan Olaski's face. About 25 yards out, doesn't need a second invitation to pull the trigger. He knows he should be hitting the target with the talent that he has.
One of those moments for Orange County where they had an opportunity off a Tampa Bay mistake to double that lead. And anytime you don't score that second goal, as Tampa Bay found out last week, you leave yourself vulnerable to something late. It's another really good ball, though. Here come Orange County again. Partita, great touch. And put across the face. Ilaski blocked off the line. What a stop by the defender to keep it 1-0. Wow, Ilaski can't believe it.
But how good is this play here? As Seth Kasipli comes in into the interior, Partita takes a more advanced position, goes out to Nielsen, very unselfish. Milan Ilaski has eyes for goals, and I'll tell you what, Guillen has no idea what's coming at him. Puts his body on the line and rejects Orange County to go up 2-0.
Aaron Guillen with an inadvertent defensive header. got himself in the way. Keeps his team in this.
Once again, the pattern play from Orange County, playing off of each other, the movement, top class for Richard Chappell's boys.
Long throw, dealt with pretty well, and Brino able to collect. Well, this time you can't fault Orange County for not finishing a chance. But it's another one of those moments. Tampa Bay hanging in, hanging around, still down just one. That was certainly a remember that moment from Aaron Guillen if Tampa Bay equalizes and gets something from this game tonight. Jennings, that's a good ball. Run onto and crossed by Dahlgaard. Not able to pick anybody out initially. Harris will chase it down. Recycled to Doherty, skimmed off ahead. Booted clear by Richards. And again, this time from Nakim. Now Jennings. Nakim. Oh, a little bit frantic for Orange County suddenly, but they earn a free kick, and they needed that.
But as Dahlgaard gets in behind this Orange County back line, he puts a fantastic ball to the back post. Ario Martinez does what a striker needs to do, get across that near post. And what that does, if he gets on the ball, it's an easy tap in, but he pulls a defender with him. And there's no one crashing that back post. As we see the studs exposed, there's an argument to be had from Charlie Dennis as he comes up. It is a foul. But it's just having that secondary movement. As Cal Jennings drops off, there's no true number 9 to crash that back post for the Rowdies.
Milwaukee now. Space to surge forward, but that space closed quickly. Martinez, neat chest down, lofting it first time. Jennings trying to sprint onto it, way out of his area. Cody Cropper read it well. Again, Jennings posing a lot more threat over the top now in this second half. Nielsen sprinting onto this, holding it up well. Emil Nielsen, who scored in the 40th to separate these two sides, eventually crowded out. After a first half that was mostly Orange County probing and attacking and Tampa trying to sit back and counter occasionally, this second half, much more punch and counter punch.
This game is being played at a different tempo. The ball's moving a lot quicker. Players expressing themselves, not scared to make plays and take each other on, whether it's individually, whether it's collectively.
I'm told Karede Oshandina is getting ready to come on for Orange County. We'll see who he replaces in a moment. Doherty puts that out, and it looks like Orange County will wait to make that change for now. The Rowdies, meanwhile, getting ready to send Connor Antley onto the pitch in a moment. Now a free kick for the Rowdies. Challenge penalized there. Interesting spot for an attacking set piece for the visitors. See if we see those substitutions beforehand. Of course, when you're defending a set piece like this, you usually don't make a change right before that. Charlie Dennis standing over it for the Rowdies. See those yellow shirts lining up at the top of the area. Dennis delivering. It's headed across the end line, and it's a goal kick. Now change for Tampa Bay. There is Connor Antley coming on. As he replaces Freddie Kleeman. Correde Oceandina also replacing the goal scorer Emil Nielsen. Oceandina, another one of those really exciting prospects for Orange County. He was just called up to the U.S. men's national under-20 squad. There he is. Picked up an injury early in the second half last week after he started. Had to go off a bit early, but okay to come off the bench this week.
It was a very good shift from Nielsen, working extremely difficult, very hard, excuse me. Being a pest up there, asking all sorts of questions, making life extremely frustrating for Tampa Bay Rowdies, and he got his goal to deserve it. And Oceandina, which, like you said, Naughty, a lot of players, a lot of teams overseas looking at his development, what it looks like in USL Championship. Well-deserved U.S. national team call-up, so we'll see what he brings to this match.
Rowdies picking that ball up and almost able to slip Jennings through the lines and in. Definitely much more attacking threat from Tampa Bay in this second half. Not been able to make it count yet. Into the final quarter of the 90. Free kick, Orange County. First involvement for Oceandina now. Going one-on-one with Sebastian Dalgard. Aaron Guillen, excuse me, winning that challenge.
Once again, you just see a lot of real estate in the middle of the field. The ball to the middle of the field. Powers has a ton of space.
Oceandina skying for that. Went right over the top of Guillen. You can see the leap that he has. That's a pretty good matchup. If you see some more balls into the box like that between he and Guillen or he and Forrest Lasso, that's a lot of height and explosiveness going head-to-head potentially. Neat touch, Ariel Martinez, so smooth. Looking like a guy who's been at this for a long time.
And defensively, Orange County is setting up into a 4-1-4-1. And that has Powers as the single pivot in front of that back four. Ariel Martinez, quick to understand that it's going to play off the shoulder, playing those half gaps between lines, trying to make Powers and pull him out of position. And that's going to do. Now Jennings going to come to feet. We have the insertion of Harris as well. Players that love to play in between lines. And a lot of vertical threat now on the field for Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Ball refused to settle for a couple moments. Finally settled by the Rowdies as we enter the final 20 of the 90.
The game completely changed for Neil Collins when he switched Aravu and Doherty and put Doherty in the middle of the field. He just sits there, a ball winner, destroyer. We talked about it in the first half, Donnie, so many times in the first half. Those two midfield players, Dennis and Aravu, got caught out. That's what related into the goal. But now Doherty just sits in that middle and just clogs everything. That's why you don't see Orange County breaking as much as we saw in the first half. And what it also does, it gives the freedom for Charlie Dennis to push up a bit higher and get into the attacking phase more oftentimes than not.
Rowdies continuing to press for that equalizer as we get deeper into this second half. Charlie Dennis. Orange County again only kept 3 clean sheets all last year. Such a point of focus for them going into this season. They would be delighted to keep one tonight. Pick up their first 3 points of the season. Out wide though, this is Guillen. And scuffed his next move, and Oshandina gives it straight back to Tampa Bay. Neat moves. He's Dahlgaard from outside the area. Well, he's been bright at times tonight, but end product hasn't been there yet.
We just see the individual 1v1 skill that Dahlgaard has. He cuts inside, very shifty in the way that he moves his weight. He always keeps balance. And as he finds about a 5-yard gap of space, tries to pull the trigger, but he pulls it.
The giveaway. It's a 2-on-1 for Orange County. Kyle Scott pulls it wide. And he had Iwaski to his left, screaming for it. And anytime your Golden Boot striker doesn't get fed and you take the shot on yourself and miss, you're going to hear about it.
And he makes the wrong decision. Kyle Scott, he knows it. As he picks a pocket of Vantley to 2v1. When you draw a defender away, that's a time when you have to dish it, especially like you mentioned, Donnie, Golden Boot. Very clinical in and around that 18-yard box. You need to feed him. He's going to get an earful from Milan Iwaski in the locker room, I'll tell you that.
Dayon Harris in a battle with Villanueva. That's a really good matchup there. Harris able to keep possession. Villanueva, though, gets that toe in there in the end and breaks it up. Cropper, that was good call and play. He's had a couple of sliced clearances tonight, Cody Cropper, but important touch there. Had to get that right and did. Play on, the advantage being played by the referee, but now he whistles it down and a card coming out. So the Rowdies picking up their first booking of the night, and it's Forrest Lasso, who is carded in the 75th.
Well, once again, you just see how easy it is for Orange County to play through the lines and break the press. Playing around the corner, that's your center back stepping up off of his line, putting him in a situation he doesn't want to be put in. Partita realizes that, realizes the pressure's coming, plays it around the corner extremely quick and feels all sort of contact. You can see the frustration there from Forrest Lasso. The kick of the left leg, the extension, he knows he's beat. He needs to make that foul, and he does. And now he's in the book.
Dylan Powers. Oshandina. We haven't seen Korede Oshandina get on the ball with a chance to run at somebody yet. Orange County would really like to see that over these final 15 minutes plus, and it's the kind of thing that when you're up a goal and the other team has to start taking some chances higher up the pitch, that you might very well see.
You're going to see a lot of gaps open up, space to play in behind. Moments like this for Orange County.
It's Partita with lots of room. Kevin Partita flipping it across the face Not able to pick out anybody in black. It's the only uneasy feeling for Orange County right now, as well as they've played for most of tonight. Had a bunch of moments, a bunch of opportunities to open up Tampa Bay and score that second goal, make this much more comfortable for themselves. Have not done it, at least not yet.
But you're getting in those opportunities, and that's what's key. Richard Chapel so early, as you see right here.
There is Oshandina with that space to run a bit, and a raking cross to the back post. What a save. Brino tips it over and keeps it 1-0. Milan Olaski again denied his first goal of the year.
We talk about 1v1 brilliance from Oshandina, but as he picks up his head, it's a perfect ball into the path of Milan Olaski, and he does everything right. Takes it off the half bounce, body over the ball to keep it underneath the crossbar. But Brino, extremely good in terms of his footwork to come across, double hands to put it up and over the bar. Milan Olaski thinking, what do I need to do to get on the score sheet here tonight? He's been denied countless of times.
He had a ball headed off the line by the last defender. That save there. Yet his teammate not pass to him, a wide open 2-on-1. It's been a frustrating night for Milan Olaski so far. Powers takes this corner. Not able to beat the first man at the near post. Fans, be sure to be back here at Championship Soccer Stadium next Saturday, March 25th. It's Support Local Soccer Night as Orange County takes on Las Vegas Lights FC. It'll be your last chance to see the Black and Orange at home until they return from their road trip on April 15th. Get your tickets today at orangecountysoccer.com/tickets. That's orangecountysoccer.com/tickets. Partita whistled for the foul there. Ryan Dogman is getting ready to come on for Orange County in a moment. Free kick as Ariel Martinez made some contact with Andrew Fox. Neil Nielsen's 40th minute goal, still the only one tonight. Both teams have had chances, particularly Orange County, to score more. Both teams have looked capable of pressing the self-destruct button at times too. Some bad giveaways that could have led to much worse outcomes for both defenses. Free kick again for Orange County, this time midway into the attacking half. Kyle Scott's been all over the pitch again for them this week.
I think he's been fantastic. Much like Ariel Martinez, very comfortable to play in the pocket, very comfortable with the ball at his feet. And once again, 80 minutes in, I think he's been one of the top players for Richard Chapel's boys here.
Felix Schroeder thrown on for Sebastian Dalgard in his final 11 minutes plus. Ryan Dogman will not come in just yet for Orange County. Villanueva looping in that cross and right into the arms of Nielsen. Handball being claimed by Orange County, not given apparently. It was Andrew Fox who got his head to it. It deflected off someone for Tampa Bay, and apparently off the head rather than off a hand. Here is that change as Dogman comes on and replaces Kyle Scott. He just said has been excellent tonight. And so his excellent night is concluded.
He's been at the heartbeat of everything for Orange County going forward. The connection from the midfield line to that front line. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with, Kyle Scott, as the season goes on in 2023.
Remember, Cabanas are back again for the 2023 OCSC season. Don't miss out on all the fun and exclusive amenities they have to offer. This Cabanas designed specifically with group outings in mind, include 20 match tickets and a private bar for you and your guests. Book your premium experience today at orangecountysoccer.com/premium. Here they come again. Orange County looking for that second goal. Arms go up, though, in frustration. Not been able to find that final ball, that final finish to put this game to bed. Rowdies hoping they can find a late equalizer this week. Decent ball, and it works out for them. What can they build from it? It's Jennings looking to cut back onto his left. Jennings across the face, tipped by the keeper and put out for a corner. Sliding challenge by Oceandina, maybe preventing a goal. As Cropper able to get a fingertip to it. And Orange County doing enough for now to keep the lead. They'll have to defend a corner.
Cal Jennings has come alive in the second half, just running in behind.
Dennis takes the corner, low, flicked along, back post, there's the equalizing goal. It's 1-1, Tampa Bay level it up in the 82nd minute, and it's Zach Arrivo arriving and slamming home.
The good things happen just when you whip the ball into dangerous situation. Charlie Dennis likes to go low. It's that secondary flick, but the lack of marking for Orange County is going to be frustrating for Richard Chappell. You can just see Oceandina and Brent Richards. Do you have it? Do I have it? No one has it. The only person that does have it is Zach Arrivo. Just sticks it into the back of the net. One of the easiest goals in his professional career to draw this game tied on the 83rd minute.
Well, from Orange County's perspective, there it is. So many opportunities to put this game away, score that second goal. They didn't take them, and now it's 1-1. They still have time to find a winner. So does Tampa Bay. Oceandina able to cut in front and win that ball for a moment. It's spun away from him, and Guillen chops it back to Brino. Now this game feels really wide open.
You kept mentioning it, Donnie. And time after time, chance after chance, you always give a little bit of hope to the Tampa Bay Rowdy side. They have too much talent. One look at goal, the ball's in the back of the net. It's a ruthless game. You can be the better team for 90 minutes, but if you don't stick the ball in the back of the net, you walk home empty-handed. And now it's all to play for those last 7+ minutes here between these two talented sides.
That was given away. Now Orange County roaming forward again. Brent Richards, can he serve something in? Chops it back instead. Kasipley. Richards missed that touch. Stays in play though. Partita across the face, stabbed out. Corner Orange County.
And the ideas are there for Orange County. Runs from deep into the midfield, very hard to track. Partita's been very active, breaking lines just in terms of his vertical running. I give credit to Forrest Lasso. Positioning was spot on, right on top of that 6-yard box, waiting for that cutback.
True Path Loans corner kick. Kasipley takes his out-swinging ball. Boy, it looked good. But again, that height on that back line for the Rowdies paying off. I don't see too many out-swinging corner kicks that fall right on the edge of that 6-yard box. That was really well placed from Kasipley.
And something that he has in his locker, Richard Chappell.
Oh, and a foul given there, and Olaski would have been in. And Olaski goes down clutching that left ankle.
And as this ball comes off, yeah, you can just see Lasso walking a very thin line. As the whistle's called, you can just see as he takes out. He's already on a booking. Lucky enough for the captain of Tampa Bay Rowdies. The referee does not see this one. He'd be having an early shower.
It may have come after the whistle, but I don't know. If we had VAR in USL Championship, I'm not sure if Forrest Lasso would still be on the pitch if they were taking a look at that on the monitor. It would have been an interesting fine line since the whistle may have already gone. Anyway, Tampa Bay now in search of that second goal. Good feed to the top of the 6. Claims for handball given against the Rowdies and a free kick for Orange County. 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. I suspect we're going to see a couple more frantic sequences before we're done. OCSC does have new premium seating options for this season. Their new GA box just above the bleachers and new field box sections are now available. This now makes 4 premium seating experiences at the Champ, along with our cabanas and field MVP seating. Book your experience today at orangecountysoccer.com/premium. Interesting approach for these two teams over the last 3 minutes plus. I would think Tampa Bay would be reasonably happy with a point, having had to come from behind on the road after a slow start to this game. Orange County would not, but they can't leave themselves too open and come away with nothing from this. That would be pretty devastating. It's a throw for the Rowdies. Orange County last year dropped the most points from winning positions. They dropped 23 points in games where they had leads. Of 7 matches last year where they led at halftime, they only won 2 of them, thanks to Nicholas Murray, great writer for USL. For that little tidbit, that is a great spot. 23 points dropped from winning positions last year for Orange County. We talked about the lack of ability to keep clean sheets, to get shutouts. And in the end, it's haunted them late tonight after they played really well for most of this one. But it is not the end just yet. Good flicked header one, not able to be played further by Kasipli. And back to Brino, well handled by Tampa Bay.
And it's always going to be a frustrating one. On our chat with Richard Chaplow, said the 3 goals we let in against Lou City was just terms of lack of coverage, lack of rotation, covering for each other as one player steps out, the other 3 shift underneath. It's a set piece opportunity, a corner kick. As this ball gets flicked on the initial phase, there's no secondary movement in terms of marking. Everyone, too many players watching the ball, not the man, and then you get punished against a very talented and lethal Tampa Bay Rowdy side.
Being told there will be an additional 3 minutes at the end of this one. Yellow card coming out, free kick for Tampa Bay. Second yellow card of the night shown to Orange County. Dylan Powers in the book late.
And once again, another dangerous set piece opportunity for the Rowdies. Charlie Dennis with that left foot, an in-swinger, trying to ask questions of Cody Crawford, trying to catch him in no man's land. And then trying to aim for right around that penalty mark as we see Dylan Powers come in. And he just loses his footing once again. You can see hands up, no ill will, but catches Antley. Extremely tough challenge. Just comes in a bit recklessly. Powers in the center of the field.
Into those 3 minutes of stoppage time. In swinging ball from the set piece. It's Harris at the top of the box. Lays it off for a blast that deflected off somebody, did it? Well, it's out for a goal kick either way. Not the cleanest strike that Doherty will have. Second ball on the pitch right as Cropper was about to take that goal kick. Is there time for either team to create one more chance tonight? Olaski determined to make something. Now they have something on this left side. Square to the top of the box and put it Brino. Rebound is there and it's somehow put wide. How did they miss? How did they miss? Again, Milan Olaski, head and hands. It's been that kind of night for him.
But it's a brilliant cutback ball, and Brino needs to do better with this as he spills it right in the mouth of his goal. If it's Oshandina, if it's Milan Olaski, whoever it is, needs to stick this ball in the back of the net. The lack of communication, they're coming together as it goes wide once again. What an opportunity that goes to the wayside for Orange County to put this game to bed.
Martinez, more silky touches from him, but ran out of room. Free kick, Orange County. Well, then some extras afterward. Dennis and Andrew Fox. So one more punt up the pitch from Cody Cropper. Headed along, Olaski after it. Can't get there before it runs out for a goal kick at the other end. This will have to be one of the more frustrating nights Milani Olaski has had in a while. Lots of looks, lots of opportunities. Had a wonder save made against him, another miracle clearance off the line. And had a teammate collide with him a moment ago. Right as the ball was lying there by the goal line, practically asking to be punched in for the late winner. Approaching those 3 minutes. See if there's more time to be had. Here's Felix Schroeder trying to burst forward. But that breaks down. And there is the final whistle. That's all. And both teams settle for a point. A point that Tampa Bay Rowdies will probably be much happier with than Orange County. As Orange County SC led since late in the first half and for most of the second and had tons of chances to score a second. Could not. And the Rowdies found one from a set piece. They get out of here with a point. Tampa Bay do pick up their first point of the season, but they wanted a lot more. Tonight's man of the match is presented by Northgate Market. It will be that man, Emil Nielsen, who gave Orange County that lead in the 40th minute. Looked like it was going to break down when Scott almost wiped out, but he was able to keep the play alive, and Orange County certainly glad he did.
And as he loses his footing, I think it actually helps him. It gives the patience for Brent Richards to get around the corner, and this is just a striker's goal. Get yourself into a dangerous area, you live and die with the surface you make, and this is the moneymaker in and around that 6-yard box. As he swivels his hips quickly, first to react, there's nothing that Breno can do, and he's a well-deserved man of the match. I thought he was fantastic. Yes, he gets on the score sheet, but obviously his work rate as well, making runs, pulling players out of position. Bright spot for Orange County.
So Nielsen in the 40th. Arrivo in the 82nd. 1 goal each, 1 point apiece in Irvine tonight. We'll come back and wrap things up from Championship Soccer Stadium in just a moment.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind. Irvine awaits.
When you are killed by a drunk driver, you become nothing but a stick figure on a police report. Your death will be a story never to be told by you, and justice will never be served. Last year, nearly 13,000 stick figures were drawn by officers after a drunk driving fatality. It will take everyone to eliminate.
Our final score presented by True Path Loans. It ends 1-1 tonight in Irvine between Orange County and the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Donnie Barnes and Ricky Lopez-Espin back to wrap things up with you. The full-time highlights tonight presented by Turf Gym, as Orange County and Tampa Bay played a really entertaining one, especially in the second half. Not a lot of chances for Tampa Bay in the first. Orange County a much better first half, and it finally paid off for them in the 40th minute.
And it was all coming through the middle of the field, finding those gaps between lines. Kyle Scott was at the thick of everything, and it's just a well-worked goal for Richard Chappell and his boys as it starts off with Nackham breaking the line and taking out that midfield line for Tampa Bay Rowdies. He finds Kyle Scott, he turns, finds Brent Richards, and Richards puts his ball in a dangerous area, and that's where you want your striker in between the posts, asking questions, causing all sorts of problems. And you see that goal go in. You're Richard Chappell, you thought it was smooth sailing for the rest of this game, but like you mentioned, Donnie, they had so many chances, unable to find that finishing mark to put this game to bed. And when you don't do that against an experienced, talented, lethal Tampa Bay Rowdy side, they're going to make you pay. Hervu is crashing the back post. It's an easy tap in to draw this game 1-1.
Turf Gym located in Newport Beach, and tonight's stats are brought to you by Savi Law.
And it's very interesting. You look at both teams. If you're Richard Chappell, the performance, you have to be extremely pleased the way that you did it. But if you're Neil Collins, performance wasn't there, but you got the result. Obviously, teams that want to play for trophies at the end of the year are not going to put their best foot forward every single time they get on the pitch, but they're able to pull out points, and that's what the Rowdies did today.
Well, Tampa Bay pulled the rabbit out of the hat, stealing a point late tonight. After Orange County dominated large portions of the match, they will sprint out of here and get back to the East Coast. We hope you enjoyed it tonight. For our entire crew, for Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Donnie Barnes. It ended tonight, Orange County 1, Tampa Bay Rowdies 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Just a loose touch there by Marcus Nackham, but able to play it through, and here's Kyle Scott. Almost wiped